Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're looking at the pretty fascinating landscape of online communities in 2026. If you've been paying any attention at all to how we interact online lately, you already know that things have radically shifted. The old playbooks, they just aren't cutting it anymore. So today, we're going to break down the definitive blueprint for building online spaces that don't just exist, but actually thrive. It really all boils down to one core question. What makes a community actually thrive today? I want you to kind of toss out what you might have thought about online success a few years ago. We used to think that just getting a massive ton of eyeballs on a page meant we had a community. But the data, and honestly, the reality of 2026, tells a completely different story.
Because there's this really stark contrast between the old playbook and our new reality. For the longest time, the old way was just entirely obsessed with reach. Large follower counts and vanity metrics were pretty much the only measures of success. But take a look at the 2026 way. Today, genuine relationships have absolutely taken center stage. The most successful communities aren't defined by how much content they just pump out. They're defined by the quality of the connections between their members. People are looking for a place to truly exchange ideas and feel a real sense of belonging. And for organizations, listen, this isn't just some fluffy extra. This is exactly how you retain customers long-term, gather incredibly valuable feedback, and build a rock-solid brand identity.
To help make sense of all this, we've organized 10 crucial success factors from our source material into an easy-to-follow architect's blueprint. We'll start with the great community shift. Then we'll move through 3 core pillars: the foundation, deepening connections, and smart infrastructure, before finally wrapping up with what it means to truly earn your community.
First up, the great community shift, a new core mindset.
And here is the absolutely crucial realization. A community doesn't exist for the organization, it exists for its members. If you take literally just one thing away from this explainer, let it be this. Successful community managers today don't put themselves or their brands at the center of attention. Instead, their entire job is to create the conditions where people can connect with each other. They're the ones making that exchange possible. All right, let's move into pillar 1, the foundation, building the bedrock. So this foundation is your strategic bedrock. Without it, everything else you build is eventually going to crumble. It relies on 3 main success factors. First, start with a clear audience. A lot of communities fail right out of the gate because they try to be relevant to absolutely everyone. But small, clearly defined groups with shared challenges or goals, they actually generate way more activity than massive, vague audiences. Second, you must give more value than you ask for. And third, you've got to build rituals. Let's zoom in on that giving value part for a second. When a community just evolves into a glorified sales channel, spamming members with constant offers, participation literally drops off a cliff, and trust is instantly lost. People join these spaces to find support and knowledge, not to be treated like a walking ATM. Trust is built through consistent value. We're talking helpful content, answering questions, and real networking, not through relentless sales pitches. And this leads us perfectly into factor 3, building rituals. Individual one-off events are great for a quick spike in attention, sure, but long-term loyalty, that requires regularity. Things like weekly Q&A sessions, maybe monthly expert interviews, or recurring community challenges. They form habits. You're creating reliability. Your members are going to return so much more easily when they know exactly what to expect and when to expect it. Moving right along to pillar 2, deepening connections, bringing the community alive. This is where we really focus on the people side of things and foster that real human belonging. As your community expands, you need to bring in factors 4, 5, and 6. You got to make room for smaller groups, actively involve your members in running the space, and vigorously support your most engaged folks. It's kind of a fascinating paradox, really. As communities get larger, the members' desire for intimate, smaller spaces actually increases. So looking at factor 4, making room for smaller groups. Think about setting up working groups, regional subgroups, or highly specific topic-based areas. Why do this? Because it's actually within these smaller, focused rooms where the most intense, amazing conversations happen, and where the most valuable relationships are forged. It strengthens the overall feeling of belonging for everyone. Which naturally brings us to factor 5, involving members actively. The strongest communities out there in 2026, they are not built by the management team alone. They really take off when the members themselves step up. When you empower your members through shared projects, letting them contribute, and actually involving them in real decisions, they feel like they're part of something much bigger. And members who help shape a community, they usually stay engaged much, much longer. And that leads directly into factor 6. In pretty much every online space, you're going to find a few individuals who are just exceptionally active and helpful. These are your super users. You absolutely must recognize and support them early on. By empowering them as moderators, mentors, or ambassadors who can welcome newcomers, you're sustainably shaping the community's culture by spreading all that responsibility across many shoulders. Okay, on to our final pillar, Pillar 3, smart infrastructure, scaling operations wisely. Factor 7 is all about using technology smartly by clearly dividing the labor. Artificial intelligence and automation, they are incredibly helpful for organizational tasks. Automating your onboarding, sorting content, sending out reminders, it takes a huge load off your plate. But, and this is a big but, the core human responsibilities like empathy, conflict resolution, and actually building trust, there is literally no way you can hand those off to a machine. This actually sets up a really interesting tension in Factor 8, responding quickly versus responding authentically. Look, yes, members appreciate fast replies, but speed alone just isn't enough. In fact, a generic, impersonal, rapid-fire response can honestly do more harm than good. A genuine human tone is vastly superior to perfectly polished robotic wording. Fast and authentic communication proves to your members that they are truly seen and valued. Next up is Factor 9. You absolutely have to think mobile first. Just think about where your members actually are. They're on their smartphones during their commutes, maybe on their lunch break, or just sitting on the couch in the evening. If your platform is clunky on a mobile device, you are introducing friction exactly when they're most likely to participate. In 2026, a smooth mobile experience isn't a nice extra. It's a basic requirement. Because friction kills participation. And wrapping up our infrastructure pillar is Factor 10, making content discoverable. The amazing knowledge your members create shouldn't just vanish down some endless timeline, right? When content is well-structured and searchable, yesterday's brilliant discussion becomes today's lasting resource. It preserves the value created by your members and acts like a magnet, drawing in genuinely interested new members over time. And that brings us to our final section, earning your community, bringing it all together. So here is the ultimate recipe for success, recapping our 10 factors. You need a clear focus, genuine value, reliable rituals, room for smaller groups, active participation, and that absolutely vital balance between tech and the human connection. You know, the fascinating truth about community building in 2026 is that the winners aren't necessarily the organizations with the biggest budgets. Not at all. The winners are the ones building spaces that people genuinely want to be part of, spaces that feel truly welcoming rather than performative or transactional. Which leaves us with this final, powerful thought from the source material. Community cannot be bought quickly. It must be earned member by member. It is literally one of the most valuable things an organization can build, precisely because you can't just throw money at it and expect it to magically appear. It requires patience, genuine connection, and a total shift away from short-term vanity metrics. So I want you to ask yourself as you look at your own online spaces, are you just trying to buy an audience? Or are you ready to do the work to truly earn a community? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this blueprint helps you build something incredible.